Hello all, welcome to the lecture. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about MPPSC paper analysis we are going to do. And we are going to see some of the polity questions belonging to political science that have been asked in the exam. And we are going to do these questions. So let us start discussing these questions. So the very first question over here that was given was, who was given the princely portfolio in the national provincial government? A very direct question was asked and four options were provided. Option A, VP Menon, B, Sardar Vallabhai Patel, C, Gopal Krishan GokhaleD, D, and Vipin Chandra Pal. So out of the four options, if you look into it, like national provincial government, right? If you think about it and directly you will get the answer that the correct answer for this question is Sardar Vallabhai Patel. So the very straightforward answer it is, and the correct answer for this question is answer B option. Another question was asked regarding a committee. Now, who is included in the committee to recommend name for the appointment of chairperson and members of state and legislative assembly? So there is a lot of doubt and apprehension on this particular question, that what will be the answer. So four options were provided, whether Speaker of Legislative Assembly, B, Governor, C, Leader of Opposition, or D, Chief Justice of High Court. So the correct answer over here should be Leader of Opposition. The other question that was asked in the exam is from State Election Commission, right? So they have asked about State Election Commissioner, SEC. So who appoints him? State Election Commissioner is appointed by, four options were given. Governor, option A. Option B, President of India. Option C, Chief Justice of High Court. Option D, Home Minister. So if you go back to this, the superintendent direction and control of the preparation of electoral rolls for and conduct of all the elections that happen for the Gram Panchayat and Zilla Panchayat are vested in the State Election Commission, and it consists of State Election Commissioner. Now, the State Election Commissioner is actually appointed by the Governor of the state. So correct answer is option number A. Now another question again from Election Commission. Now see, what was the question was? The question says that consider the following statement. The first statement read as, the Chief Election Commissioner of the Election Commission of India is paid salary equal to the Judge of Supreme Court. That is the very first statement. So over here you have to tell whether the CEC and the salary of the Judge of Supreme Court is same or not. Second, in the second option, it is about the term of CEC. Now you have to tell about the term, tenure. So the term of CEC of India shall be for a period of 6 years from the date of assuming power or till the age of 65 years, whichever come first. So second statement was this. Now third statement, an election commissioner may at any time, by writing under his hand, address to the CEC resign his office. So can he resign? Election commissioner, will he be resigning his office by writing under his hand to Chief Election Commissioner or not? So three statements were provided, and based on the three statements, options were given. So first said that 1 and 3 statements are correct, 1 and 2 is correct, 1, 2 and 3, that means all the three statements are correct, or only the third statement is correct. So out of the four options, if you look at, so you go back to the statements and if you read it again, the question is also again very direct. So the first statement, if you look at, the CEC of the Election Commission of India is paid salary equal to the Judge of Supreme Court. This statement is absolutely correct because the CEC and the other election commissioners have equal powers and receive equal salary, which is equal to the Judge of the Supreme Court. So we can clearly say that statement 1 is absolutely correct. Statement number 2. The term of CEC of India shall be for a period of 6 years from the date of assuming power or till the age of 65 years. So 6, 65, whichever comes first. This statement number 2 is also correct. Coming over to the third statement, an EC may at any time by writing under his hand address to the CEC resign his office. Over here, this statement is not correct because it is actually written to the president, right? So only the correct answer would be that statement 1 and statement 2 are right. Now, another question was on Madhya Pradesh Commission, and it said that the Madhya Pradesh Commission shall consist of maximum how many members? So 4 members, 5 members, 6 members or 7 members. 4 options were provided and the correct answer for it is 5 members. So 5 members, the Madhya Pradesh Commission shall consist of maximum of 5 members. Another question that was asked directly from one of the articles, 51A, and it is a very simple question. If you look into this question, very easy to answer, though confusing options are there. Now the word to abide and respect used under the provision of Article 51A of Constitution of India is concerned to what? Now, to abide and respect, it's clearly mentioned if you remember the Article 51A, and it is related or used under the provision of article which is concerning to what? 4 options that were provided was A. Constitution, B. Sovereignty, unity and integrity of India, C. Rich heritage of our composite culture and natural environment. If you go by all the options, one thing that you will remember is that's about sovereignty. Yes, Article 51A talks about it. It even talks about rich heritage. It even talks about natural environment. But over here, the word to abide and respect is concerned to, if you look at the complete statement, you go through the article, it talks about the Constitution. So the correct answer will be A. So option number 1, option A is actually the correct response over here and not the other 3 options. Another question that was quite very different, and if you look at this question was asked from CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India, and the question read as the power to grant or refuse leave, granting or refusing the leaves to CAG shall vest in whom? 4 options that were provided was Finance Minister, President, Prime Minister and Chief Justice of India. Finance Minister has no role in it, nor do the Prime Minister nor the CGI. It's the sole role of President over here. So the correct option will be option number B. Now another important question was related to Constitutional Amendment Acts. Now this question is based on the ratification by the states. If you go into detail, it says that constitutional amendment, which of the following constitutional amendment was the first constitutional amendment which was ratified by the state legislatures, and that too according to the requirements of the provision of Article 368 Clause 2. So Article 368 Clause 2 of the Constitution. 4 options were provided: first Constitutional Amendment Act of 1951, second Constitutional Amendment Act of 1952, or third Constitutional Amendment Act of 1954, or fourth Constitutional Amendment Act of 1954. Going by the options that were provided, we have to tell which constitutional amendment was the first constitutional amendment which was actually ratified by the state legislature, keeping in mind the provisions of Article 368. So correct answer over here is option number C. So correct answer will be option number C. Another question was related to Supreme Court of India, and the question read as the power of Supreme Court of India to decide the dispute happening between the center and the state falls under which jurisdiction? It is also very direct question that have been asked, and 4 options were provided: appellate jurisdiction, advisory jurisdiction, C constitutional jurisdiction, and D option original jurisdiction. So if you go by the options that have been provided over here, what should be the correct answer? So the correct answer is option number D. The correct answer is original jurisdiction. Now, the power of the Supreme Court of India to decide any kind of dispute that happens between center and state, it falls under the original jurisdiction. Now, what is the meaning of this original jurisdiction? It means basically the power to hear and determine a dispute in the first instance itself, right? Dispute can be Indian government and one or more states on one side and one or more states on the other side. So correct answer is original jurisdiction. Another question was related to bodies. Now Article 338 of the Constitution deals with what? Now 4 options were provided: that National Commission for Scheduled Caste, B National Commission for Scheduled Tribe, National Commission for Backward Class, and D National Human Rights Commission. So you have to tell that Article 338 is related to what? So very important over here that the Article 338, it is related to the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe. So National Commission for Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe was established under Article 338 of the objective of monitoring all the safeguards provided with the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes under the Constitution or other laws. So what will be the correct answer over here? The correct answer is National Commission for Scheduled Caste. Another direct question that have been asked is related to State Public Service Commission, and the question is that the chairperson as well as the members of State Public Service Commission are appointed by whom? 4 options that were provided were A Governor, B Chief Minister, C was President, and D was by Chairman of UPSC. So again a direct question that have been asked, and the correct answer for this question is that the chairperson and members both, right, of the State Public Service Commission are appointed by the Governor. So the correct option over here is A. So A option is the correct response. Another question was asked on the roles and functions of CAG. So CAG has been covered. Now what is the question about? It says that CAG of India submits its report relating to accounts of union to whom? Now accounts of the union, right? It's very important. Is it submitted to CJI, that is Chief Justice of India? If you look at this, no. Prime Minister, and that too reports related to the union itself. Is it submitted to the Prime Minister? No. Is it submitted to the Vice President? No. And option D that was given was none of these. So the correct answer is none of these, because the CAG of India submit its report relating to accounts of union is to President, and President was not mentioned here. So what would be the correct answer? The correct answer is option number D. Another question that was very direct in nature was related to articles, and the question read as: which article of the Indian Constitution abolishes untouchability? 4 options are provided: Article 14, Article 15, Article 17 and Article 19. So the correct response would be that Article 17 of the Indian Constitution deals with untouchability, right, and rest of the articles do not deal with it. Another question was: in which session of the Constituent Assembly Jawaharlal Nehru laid down the objective resolution? 2nd, 3rd, 4th or 5th? 4 options were provided, and the correct response for this is that 2nd session of the Constituent Assembly was the time when Nehru laid down the objective resolution. So correct response over here would be option A. Next question was another very easy and a direct question. The question says as the Indian Parliament, if you talk about. So Parliament, what is the definition of Parliament? The Parliament consists of whom? So four options were provided: Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and the President, or the President alone, the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, or none of the above. So Parliament, if you look at how the Parliament is formed, there is President, there is Lok Sabha, that is the lower house, there is Rajya Sabha, that is the upper house. So President is an integral part of the Parliament, and the Parliament consists of all three, the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha and the President. So correct response over here would be option A, that is Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and President. Thank you. With this we end the lecture here.